Hi, I'm Brickroad. Welcome to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. This is my Patreon launch LP series, and I hope everybody enjoys it heartily. So, yeah, Link to the Past. One of the goals that I set in my Patreon series is, if I can reach a certain level of monetary gain each month, I will be able to afford that super duper expensive Nintendo 3DS streaming hardware, which will allow me to do streams and Let's Play series from all the games in my DS library that currently I can play and enjoy on my own time, but I can't show all of you fine people out there in the internet land. And that's a problem because there's so many great games that I'd like to share with you. This is one of the reasons I think I need to start a Patreon, so I can improve the experience that you all get out of my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel. So, the goal I set was, if I reach that level on Patreon, I got a lamp! If I reach that level on Patreon, I will kick off, as soon as I get my 3DS modded and everything's ready to go, I will kick that off with a marathon celebration of every Legend of Zelda game I have on the 3DS, which is saying something, because that is a set of games that includes Ocarina of Time 3D, Link Between Worlds, and Minish Cap, which I got as being part of the DS Ambassador program, which I have to this day not yet played. That would be a blind run. So I shared this information with my chat, and they pointed out, well, Brickroad, you also have Zelda 2 on your 3DS as being part of that same Ambassador program, and Zelda 1, for that matter. Well, I've already streamed, you know, Zelda, or I've already LP'd Zelda 1, so there's kind of no point in doing that again. And Zelda 2 I've done on stream, and I was thinking, well, you know what I'll do then, is just to kind of keep the whole Zelda train rolling, is I'll do a Let's Play of Zelda 2 on my YouTube channel when I launch the Patreon. Let everybody know, hey, go to the Patreon and give me some money, and let's celebrate some Zelda. And they're like, yeah, but Zelda 2. Nobody likes Zelda 2 except me and like 6 other internet weirdos. That didn't go over very well, but what they said I could do instead was do a Let's Play of Link to the Past, because everybody loves Link to the Past. This is everybody's favorite Zelda game. It's not my favorite Zelda game. My favorite Zelda game is Ocarina, but Link to the Past is pretty good. Link to the Past is a pretty righteous Zelda game in its own right. So that's what this is for, is I'm doing a Let's Play of Link to the Past to celebrate my launch on my Patreon. If you are so inclined, I would be very appreciative if you would go check it out, patreon.com/brickroad. That's right, I actually got on Patreon quickly enough that I didn't have to go through this whole Brickroad nonsense like I did on YouTube and Twitch. I was able to just grab patreon.com/brickroad. You'll see all the goals and all of the perks that you can get as a patron of mine. The most important one, I think, in my opinion, is because on my Twitch stream, and I know a lot of YouTube watchers don't check out the Twitch stream, so I tried to go back and forth, have a decent amount of rewards, both for the YouTube viewers and for the Twitch viewers. And I know there's some crossover, but every month, the first Friday of every month, on my Twitch channel, I'm going to make Patron's Choice. And all you have to do is, if you're in for $1, you get to vote every month on what game I play that night. And some of you are thinking, oh, well, Brickroad, this is an excellent chance for me to give you a suggestion on a game to play that is near and dear to my heart that I would love to see you stream. You people are wonderful. Some of you are out there thinking, oh man, now we can make Brickroad play all those crappy games that he hates, and he's going to make him rage, and we'll just rub our hands together and laugh endlessly. You people I still love a great deal because all the support you've given me, but at the same time I kind of just want to die hearing that, because I know there's more 8 eyes in my future if I go down that path, but I'm willing to do it. So the first Friday every month is a Patron's Choice. Anything you're able to give will get you that vote every single month for as long as you're a patron, and I highly anticipate playing a lot of really bad games for you guys on the Twitch streams. As far as this run of Link to the Past, I am doing this on my Wii because it's kind of a pain to plug my SNES into my HD TV to get recording going, and I'm like, hey, you know what, I've got it on the Wii, I'll just play it there. The classic controller on the Wii is really good. And I've decided I'm going to try to get everything. I'm going to get everything run. I'm not going to, like, when I do the marathon, as far as Ocarina and Link Between Worlds and stuff goes, if I reach that level in any appreciable length of time, that's going to be like a bare bones run of those games. playing 3 really long Zelda games right in a row as part of a marathon is already going to take a lot out of me. And I know I can spend like 20 hours just on Ocarina if I take my sweet time and go through and do everything and do all the searching and find all the Skulltulas and all that good stuff. So for this run, I'm going to try to take my time with it. We're going to try to have some fun with Link to the Past. I know everybody has seen this game, and I know a lot of people who are subscribed to my YouTube channel but don't watch every single video, but when they see Link to the Past, they'll at least click it and check it out. And then half of them probably, oh, it's a Patreon thing, I don't care about that. And they immediately close the video down. That's fine too. Whatever you guys got to do to get you through your YouTube career. But I do love this game. I go back and forth. I was thinking about it, like, does Link to the Past even make, like, my top 5 favorite Zeldas? Like, even top 5, really? Because I'm thinking, the best is Ocarina, by far. Ocarina is... That's not where I want to go, is it? I want to go out here. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is one of the finest video games ever made. It is the gold standard of action-adventure games, surely. As far as I'm concerned, it invented the modern action-adventure game. It's like, before then you had certain kinds of 3D action-adventure games, and then there was Ocarina of Time, and then you had an entire generation of 2 that was just, like, trying to show, like, be Ocarina of Time with a different skin. And it took a very long time for the action-adventure genre to evolve past that. And even today, you still see things that Ocarina invented. So I like it not only because it's a great game, it is a great game, don't get me wrong, but it's also one of the most important games ever designed. It was more important to action-adventure games on consoles in the long run than I think even the original Legend of Zelda, and that's a big, big statement. So Ocarina is definitely my favorite Zelda, by far. It's like not even a question. After that, I would have to definitely go with Zelda 1. A lot of nostalgia for that game. That game defined my childhood in a lot of ways. I was a fanboy of Zelda 1 before I was a fanboy of Final Fantasy, and those of you who've been watching the channel for a while and know my gaming tastes and history, that's also a pretty big statement. Link Between Worlds is the best modern Zelda game by far. A game very near and dear to my heart. I've only played through it once so far, but I spent a lot of time on it. It took me a lot, like, I really enjoyed digesting that game. And in some ways, I almost feel like it could replace A Link to the Past. And I know some of you are going to think that's a sacrilegious statement, and I know I probably should not be making such controversial statements in an LP series that's supposed to be, promoting my Patreon. But, you know, whatever. I roll how I roll. What am I going to do? So Link Between Worlds is phenomenal. I'd love to play it for you guys. It's one of the reasons I wanted to start a Patreon, is because the only way I'm ever going to be able to get that DS hardware is if generous viewers help me get it. After that, I would have to go with Link's Awakening, because that game is phenomenal. Just as far as, like, sheer compact dungeon content, it's really hard to beat Link's Awakening on Game Boy. I love how it kind of splits the difference between the dungeon content from something like Link to the Past, which has like the big sprawling dungeons that have like really good spatial awareness and really good sense of place, and the one room like challenge areas of Zelda 1. It splits that difference really well. It compacts everything down, and it has some of the most fun items, I have to say, in the series. It's hard to beat the Rock Feather, in particular. The boomerang in that game is extraordinarily fun. That's a game I should probably play for you guys someday, is Link's Awakening. I love it. And that leaves, like, what's number 5? Like, Link to the Past, sure, it's number 5, but I've already have so many Zelda games that fill this particular niche, right? The standard action-adventure, and I think, if I'm really being honest, I would have to say Zelda 2 is number 5 on my list. I didn't love that game a whole lot before I streamed it. I streamed it, I don't know, like a year ago. Yes, I understand. I streamed it, and I loved it. I should probably also equip my boomerang. I'm walking around with the lantern for no clearly defined reason. Yeah, I think if I'm really being honest, Zelda 2 is a more fun game to play. Not a better game. Certainly not a better game than Link to the Past. It's got a lot of flaws, it's got a lot of frustrating elements to it, but it would really come down to what kind of mood I'm in, you know? Like, there's a mood that I'm in that I would prefer Link to the Past, and there's a mood that I would prefer Zelda 2. It's hard to say. Zelda 2 is the game I'm really going to have to play for you guys one day as well. That's one of the criticisms I have on my YouTube channel, and one of the things I'll be able to do if I reach some of my Patreon goals is people like a lot of the LPs that I do, but I don't do enough of them. Like, I did... Is this where I want to be? Yes, this is where I want to be. For example, I did a couple of Mega Man games. And people enjoyed my Mega Man LPs, and they could really watch. They say, I don't believe them, but they say that they could really watch every single Mega Man game on the channel. Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the X games, Piece of Hearts. And the same thing with like Mario and Zelda. It's like, why just do 1 or 2 Mario games? Well, originally my thought process was, as a body of work, my LP channel is going to have a certain amount of stuff on it, and I don't really need to have 50 Mega Man games on there. If I have 1 or 2 Mega Man games, 1 or 2 Castlevanias, 1 or 2 Mario games, that should be enough for anybody, right? Well, apparently not. Everybody wants more stuff. So, that's one of the things I'd like to do if I reach some of my Patreon goals, is put more video content on YouTube. With stuff like more Mega Man, more Mario, more Zelda. Like, basically just do a recording of every game I've ever played, essentially. I need bombs. I need bombzors before I can do much of anything else. I need a bottle and a bug-catching net and a bunch of stuff in this town here. Are there bombzors down here? Do you have bombzors? I hope you have bombzors. So that's like one of the long-term goals of the Patreon, is if I reach a certain level, if I can make a living doing the YouTube and the Twitch content, I'll be able to be a lot less restrictive in the kinds of videos I decide to do. Because it's like, if I sit down, I say, okay, I've only got time this week to do 1 recording. Am I going to do a game that's really similar, or is just a sequel to a game I've already done? Do I really need to do Mega Man 2 and 3 and 4 if I've already done, you know, one of those? But if this is my job, if this is like my actual living, if I can make it happen, then there'd be no reason not to. There'd be no reason to not have a Mega Man series at any given time. If I could really devote 40 hours a week to just recording videos for you guys and doing Twitch streams for you guys, then there would be no reason to not do all that. I got lots of money. I'm gonna go buy my bottle. I want to try to see how much stuff, and I'm playing this game off of memory, understand. I kind of want to see how much stuff I can get before I even go into the first dungeon. Like, how much stuff on the overworld can I just get without doing much of anything else? I need bombs, for sure. Here's Lonk! By the way, Lonk, that's like a stream gag. Anytime we play Zelda on stream, we call him Lonk. I think McDole came up with that. If you don't know McDole, he's the guy that I stream with a lot. He's a really cool guy. He got his name from Suikoden, which I really appreciate. I can go to the back of the shop here, yes, and get a second bottle. I hope so. And then there's the bug-catching kit. I gotta get bombs. I need some bombzors, yo. Friggin' chicken. Yeah, second bottle. So I could probably get the magic mushroom out of the forest. I'm thinking magic mushroom. I'm thinking, like, 4 pieces of heart, maybe? This isn't the right place. Ice rod. I bet I can get the ice rod before I do the first dungeon. I gotta find, which house is it that the bug-catching kid lives in? I need bombs, too. I should have remembered. There's a shop in this town, isn't there, that sells bombs? Probably. Probably somewhere. I don't know. A lot of this game is my working memory. I've played this game a million times. It's a game I really, really enjoyed as a kid, and I've gone back to it over and over and over again. I need bombs to get through here. I can't do anything else without bombs in this city.